Get 3 months of local news for just 99 cents a month. You'll get unlimited access to the news you need to stay engaged and connected to your community. Visit duluthnewstribune.com/subscribe now to get 3 months of local news for only 99 cents a month.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Friday, January 20th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with the Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
It's Friday, and if you're looking for some fun weekend ideas, Duluth News Tribune arts and entertainment reporter Jay Gabler has some options in this week's Best Bets.
Lots going on in the Northland this weekend, per usual. One of the top events is actually sold out. The Deck is hosting an event called Cider North, a hard cider festival, tomorrow, Saturday. And there are, according to the Deck, no more tickets available, which is kind of impressive because they actually just had to postpone a similar event themed around Bloody Marys when there were slow ticket sales. So I guess the cider fans are showing up to enjoy some imbibing tomorrow at the Deck. Well, not everything is sold out, so you still have plenty of options if you haven't made your plans yet, including a couple of new theatrical entertainments coming to Duluth. Rubber Chicken Theater is going to be at the Great Lakes Aquarium. Yep, that's right, sketch comedy at the aquarium. They're presenting their new show, Christmas Aquarium in January, or Joking Around in a Fishy Wonderland. They are promising to interact not only with audiences, but with the animals as well. Then down Superior Street at Zeitgeist, The Boys Room marks the return of Zeitgeist Theater. It is a production of a play by Joel Drake Johnson about two brothers who return to their childhood bedroom, but they soon realize that they cannot go back in time, mixing some serious laughs with some serious drama. That opens today, Friday, at Zeitgeist and runs through January 28th. And if you want to get outdoors this weekend at Snake River Fur Post in Pine City, there is a winter frolic where you can check out the reconstructed fur post and Ojibwe encampment and get up to some snowshoeing, educational activities, sports including the Ojibwe snow snake game and a curling stone toss, and of course enjoy some hot cocoa as well. That is this weekend at Snake River Fur Post in Pine City. For more on these events and others, check out duluthnewstribune.com. I'm Jay Gabler.
Now, here's a look at today's headlines. After nearly 4 hours of debate that at times became emotional, the Minnesota House of Representatives on Thursday voted to pass a bill codifying protections for abortion access into state law. The Protect Reproductive Options Act, or PRO Act, the first bill introduced in both the House and Senate this session, boosts existing constitutional protections for abortion in Minnesota. It recognizes a right to use or refuse reproductive health care and a right to continue a pregnancy and give birth or obtain an abortion. Additionally, the bill would also prevent local governments from passing any regulations on birth control or abortion. After the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last summer, ending federal abortion protections, DFL lawmakers and Governor Tim Walz said adding further protections to state law became a top priority. While access to abortion remains a right in Minnesota under a 1995 state Supreme Court decision, DFL lawmakers said they wouldn't take the current protections for granted. DFL lawmakers are fast-tracking abortion protections through the Capitol to get a bill to the governor's desk. House members voted 69 to 65 Thursday to pass their version of the bill with just one DFLer joining Republicans in opposition. The Senate is preparing to take up the bill for a full floor vote as well. Walz said he'll sign a bill when it gets to his desk. Some Republican House members decried the PRO Act as extreme as it does not contain any language restricting abortions in the later stages of pregnancy. In committees and on the House floor, they attempted to amend the bill to create restrictions such as a requirement for second and third trimester abortions to take place in a medical facility, or limiting abortion to the first and second trimesters of pregnancy. Minnesota law currently bans abortion after viability, the point at which a fetus would be able to survive on its own outside the womb. Generally, that point is about 24 weeks, though it can vary between pregnancies. The PRO Act does not specifically address viability. A Willow River man faces 3 felonies and a misdemeanor after allegedly breaking into a post office and church and rifling through cars parked at a mechanic's shop in Carleton County. Stephen Russell McDonald, 37, is charged with 2 counts of felony second-degree burglary as well as felony mail theft and misdemeanor tampering with a motor vehicle. Carleton County Sheriff's deputies allege that McDonald broke into Bethany Lutheran Church in Cromwell on January 8th, then rummaged through several cars at Cromwell Automotive later that day. He also allegedly broke into the Esco post office January 10th, taking several parcels and letters. At the church, office cabinets and drawers had been opened, and a credit card was missing. The mechanic's shop owner said a surveillance camera recorded a U-Haul pickup truck pulling into the business at about 5 a.m. More than 1 vehicle was entered, and a number of them were missing paperwork, ammunition, and clothes. At the post office, deputies found a tire iron that apparently had been used to pry open a locked area. Camera footage from a nearby school noted a U-Haul pickup truck pull into the post office and leave shortly afterward with boxes visible in the bed. McDonald was arrested in Anoka County on January 12th and is booked at the Carleton County Jail. When he was arrested, McDonald was reportedly driving a U-Haul truck and had numerous items of mail inside with mailing or return addresses in Esco. Carleton County Chief Deputy Dan Danielson said any identified victims of mail theft will be contacted by the U.S. Postal Service with further instructions. Minnesota lost jobs and saw its unemployment rate rise slightly in December, ending a 14-month streak of growth, according to state numbers released Thursday. While Minnesota's labor force grew slightly in the last month of 2022, the state lost jobs overall. The most recent report from the Department of Employment and Economic Development said the biggest decline was in the government sector, which lost 6,100 jobs, mostly in local government. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate grew 0.2% to 2.5% in December, but remains below the national rate of 3.5% and still is at a historic low, state officials said. In 2022, Minnesota saw its lowest unemployment rate since the state started tracking data in the 1970s, 1.8% in June and July. Job gains were in trade, transportation and utilities, finance, education and health services, and leisure and hospitality. Sectors that lost jobs included construction, manufacturing, professional and business services, and government. At 67.9%. Labor force participation was steady in December with 3,367 people entering the labor force. The national rate was 62.3%. Minnesota has not completely recovered its workforce after the pandemic-fueled recession. In March 2020, Minnesota's workforce participation was 70.2%. That dropped significantly as many workplaces shuttered to slow the spread of COVID-19 and has not returned to the same level since. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to the Women Today 6th Annual Rosie Awards.
Good morning. Duluth area weather for today, a partly sunny day with the temperatures peaking at about 20 degrees. Northwest winds today around 5 to 15. Steady temperatures tonight in the upper teens under a mostly cloudy sky. And a mostly cloudy sky with maybe a sunbreak or two on Saturday with a high in the middle 20s. Sunshine is expected Sunday again. Daytime temperatures in the 20s. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler.
Thank you to the Rosie Awards for their support. Northland women are a driving force in our community. They are advocates, mentors, volunteers, and leaders. Nominate a special woman you think deserves to be recognized at thewomantoday.com or by email at dearrosie@thewomantoday.com. Nominations are now open and continue through January 31st. Reporting for today's episode was done by Alex DeRozier, Joe Bowen, and Dylan Sherman. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.